My name is Justin. I'm a regular in New York Locals, and this is my favorite clan, Murakumo. It's been a while since they actually got in support, but this time they actually got in something pretty decent. Well, this is my deck. So far, I have 7 grade 3s. I chose 3 of the legions from the Legion campaign due to there's no real decent grade 3s for the clan, actually. Other than that, the main grade 3 is Yasui. He came in set 3. Well, G set 3. His effect is pretty much runs the whole deck. This deck is all about rear guards, and pretty much he will let you pull it off. With using his effect, you could call when you stride over him, call a rear. Choose one of your rear guards and call a copy of it, up to 2 copies. The key cards that you will want to copy is Charcoal Fox and Fujino. Since both of these actually get power from copies coming into play. This one gets 2k and it stacks over each other for each copy. And this one pretty much gets +2 and on hit and on flips, plus it stacks. So I'll run 4 of this, 4 of the Charcoal Fox. I've been noticing when I play with this deck, sometimes I can't afford to let them stride first. So I'll ray lock myself sometimes. And in that case, I use my 10k vanilla. And for me being stuck with my 10k vanilla, at least the rear guards, like the grade 2 rear guards, won't be able to rush me down. They will have to put down a grade 1 behind it in order to hit me. This is for the Legion. Otherwise, it's pretty useless. It doesn't do much. Because pretty much you would never want to ride this at all. This is just here as a backup, and if you're in trouble and you're forced to ride something, I guess you have to ride this. The Ouroboros card I run at 2 of as a tech. It works well with the Fujino, because when a copy comes into play, the first one that was out, it will get the flip, like I was saying before. So pretty much whatever counterblast you use, you could get it right back. I use 4 perfect guards. It's the original perfect guards, because this deck is most likely going to have a front row, and you need to protect your rear guards from certain effects, like Lorellas and so on. I chose 4 Stride enablers because I'm pretty much running 7 grade 3s. I need to be able to stride, and my deck is strictly stride based. I run 4 stands due to its effect. Its effect is you choose one of your rear guards and search up to 2 copies of that rear guard and put them into play, and at the end of the turn they go to the bottom of the deck. It's pretty much instead of counterblasting 1 is a card from your hand. It's like you say. There's no draws in this deck, because from this deck you pretty much need to keep all your rear guards inside the deck as close as possible. So when you actually need to call something, they will actually still be inside the deck, and it will be stuck in your hand or in the grave. Obviously, I'm going to run 4 hills because it's needed. Now, I run 2 starters for the fact that pretty much we're in a this is a format with a lot of retirement, or if I can't keep my rears in the front row, I could still call this and be able to get both of these back if I had used Yusei's effect to call this. So it's a free card in hand. I feel presence. If it's really needed, I could call this to copy one of the rares. So it's pretty much, the deck is pretty much free rares at the price of that they leave play at the end of the turn. Now for my strides, this is mainly the game breaker one. His effect is, I bit my tongue like 3 times today, so I'm not gonna be able to pronounce this. Kagi Michisushi. His effect is whatever rear guards that came into play. If you have a copy of that rear guard in play already, the new copies get +2, and they can attack from the back row. So, if I'm calling this the original, like if I had Yusei, I would have target this. This one will get +4 and be able to on hit, be able to on flip, and the copies will have +4 because of his effect instead of +2 each, because both of these was called by the same effect. And just that the copies will have, it will be on flip 1 damage if they hit, while the original one will have on flip 2. Also, a tech from dealing with retirement decks, like if they somehow pop my starter and I have no front row, I could play Shiryuki. Shiryuki's effect is when I stride over her, take whatever is in my heart, I could bring out a copy from my deck into play, and at the end of the turn, it goes to the bottom. Since I don't run Shiryuki, it's never gonna go to my hand, so that effect is just null and void. So this is my tech for the retirement decks, or I got pretty much a bad hand. And this is my Persona Flipper, Homura Raider. His effect is Counter Blast 2 and choose and flip a copy of him face up. He's a restanded Vanguard. His effect is also, in order to restand, it's pretty much, you have to choose 3 copies of 1 card and shuffle the deck. And then he will restand and pretty much be 2 drive checks. The generic effect of striding into a restander. Normally they just get 2 drive checks for each time. Other than that, the deck is pretty much simple, but it also takes a while to get used to playing. If you like the deck, like the video, subscribe to Vangola TV, write comments, and enjoy the video.